It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 48, verse 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. I'm going to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Coming at you with another lesson to the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'm going to read it again. Jeremiah chapter 48, verse 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Now we know, we go to the book of Hebrews, the 4th chapter. Let's get it real fast. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. So what is the sword that we're wielding? The Holy Scriptures. And it says the Scriptures is what? Sharper than any two-edged sword. Okay? And we're not keeping our sword back from blood. All right? And you're going to understand in a minute. Verse 12 again, it says, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit and of the joint and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. Hey, because the Scriptures cut deep. The Scriptures, they cut deep. Okay? This is why admonition is important. Okay? Rebuke is important. Because if a person accepts the rebuke, okay? The Scripture is roughly paraphrasing the Scripture that likens someone that is reproved, okay? That taketh the correction to be wise. You know? The Scriptures, okay, can cut you to the bone, okay, to the marrow, to the point where you're like, you know what? This brother's right, okay? This brother's right. I'm going off. You know? I'm going off. I got to change this immediately. And even a person that is pulling the precept, okay, could be reading something. They could be reading a particular scripture through the Spirit, and it may cut them. They be like, shit, you know, this scripture might have affected me or helped me through the Spirit, you know, as I needed to bring this scripture out to make a point for this individual, you know. That's what the sword, that's what the word do. That's what the sword do. Okay? And we're not to keep our sword back from blood. You know? No matter how deep this word cuts. We're not to hold it back. Okay? We're not to hold it back. We're not to put it up. Okay? And you should understand, you know, when I'm speaking through the Spirit. So verse 12 again, it says, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and of the spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intent of the heart. You know? So just because an individual, they may not per se, and they might not say it want you to pull a particular precept, okay? But the Spirit to have you pull the precept that is needed to come out, okay? And this may be even someone amongst, you know, your camp, okay, amongst the body of your camp or your congregation. You're not to hold back that sword, okay? Because it's going to draw blood of the individual, or it's going to open a wound, you know, or you know, or it's going to not open a wound, but make a wound, so to speak. No. If the Spirit is to cut this individual, you know, then that's what's needed to be done. All right? Because we are not the ones, we are not the warriors of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We are not the men, the servants, to hold back the sword. You see? As we're spiritual men, we're going to spiritually, you know, swing, so to speak. Okay, meaning we're going to bring out this word, and we're not going to hold back. So going back to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 48, verse 10, it says, "Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully." Yeah, because you got individuals that's, you know, doing this work for, you know, their own intentions, for their own, whether if it's their, you know, for their own gain, whether it's for fame, you know, whether it's through trying to get honor amongst men, filthy lucre's sake, you know, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever the case may be, it says, "Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully." And the Lord knows if you're doing the work of the Lord deceitfully, right? For ill-gotten gains, for the wrong intentions. He knows. You might portray to the congregation as if you're some mighty, you know, Israelite, you know, man, leader, teacher. But the Lord knows of why you're doing this or what you're doing this for. You know, if it be the case, if you're doing it deceitfully for any purposes of your own. "And cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood." Right? And I'm spiritually speaking. Okay? As we refer to the word of the Lord, the sword, okay? As we know, it's sharper than any two-edged sword. And it says, as you know, as it cuts, you know, that's when people pull out precepts and, you know, someone may not accept what you bring out. What do they usually say? They say, "Oh, you cut," you know, or, you know, if a brother may be doing a lesson, you know, and they say something that you need rebuked or reproved on through the Spirit, you be cut. You know, you be cut. You know, it's like an open wound. Like, damn, like, what he said is right. I got to get my shit together. You know, you be cut. That's what, because the brother was, you know, he was swinging that sword. You know, he wasn't holding back. And that's what we're not to do. We're not to hold back. You know? We're not to hold back. Now, I mentioned this, and this is just a quick hit through the Spirit. To what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for allowing me, you know, to do another lesson.